About your summer this year. Did you have a good summer? Yeah? What'd you do?
Amazing performance. Miss Tina.
Word on the street is that Beyoncé is absolutely livid after media personality Jason Lee allegedly leaked highly sensitive claims about her twins, Sir and Rumi. According to Lee, the children may be on the spectrum, a topic the notoriously private Beyoncé has never publicly addressed. The leak has reportedly blindsided the Carter camp, triggering immediate damage control behind the scenes. Jason Lee has doubled down on his claims, even going so far as to allege that Beyoncé's team has tried to silence him. If true, it points to a behind-the-scenes battle to shut down the narrative before it gains traction, something Team Bey is known to be fiercely protective of. And it doesn't stop there. Solange, Beyoncé's younger sister, has allegedly weighed in as well, sparking speculation that this isn't just a PR crisis, but a full-blown family rift. Her reaction, though subtle, has led fans to believe there may be serious tension within the inner circle, possibly over how the situation is being handled. For a family that's built its brand on tight-lipped unity and immaculate public control, this leak is a rare and explosive crack in the armour. Guys, you'd better be seated for this, because if the rumours are true, the Carters may now be facing one of their most personal and volatile storms yet, with the world watching every move. So recently, Jason Lee dropped a bombshell that has sent shockwaves rippling through the entertainment world, and fans of Beyoncé are still trying to process the fallout. In a stunning and controversial move, Lee claimed he's seen footage that allegedly confirms Beyoncé's twins, Sir and Rumi, may be on the autism spectrum. The revelation has sparked an immediate firestorm of speculation, concern, and backlash, not just because of the nature of the claims, but because it strikes at the heart of Beyoncé's fiercely protected family privacy. For years, the singer and her husband Jay-Z have gone to great lengths to shield their children from the public eye, offering only carefully curated glimpses into their personal life. Now, with Lee's bold claims making the rounds, that carefully constructed wall of discretion is under threat. Fans are divided, some expressing outrage at the breach of privacy, others demanding answers, and many questioning the motives behind Lee's decision to go public with such sensitive information. The situation has grown even more tense amid whispers that Beyoncé's team is scrambling behind the scenes to contain the narrative. If the reports are true, they've allegedly attempted to silence Lee and stop the story from spreading further, only fueling more media frenzy and online debate. To make matters even more complicated, Solange Knowles' cryptic reaction on social media has added to the speculation. While she hasn't addressed the situation directly, fans believe her recent posts and likes suggest growing tensions within the Knowles-Carter circle. With emotions running high, and the Carters known for their zero-tolerance policy when it comes to unsolicited intrusions into their private lives, this situation could be the beginning of a very public showdown or the catalyst for an even tighter media blackout. You see, Beyoncé has long set the gold standard for celebrity privacy, especially when it comes to her children. Since the birth of her twins, Sir and Rumi, the global superstar has kept them largely out of the public eye, offering only the occasional, highly curated glimpse through social media or carefully staged public appearances. This extreme discretion has always fueled curiosity, but recently it's taken a far more controversial turn. For years, quiet whispers have circulated about the twins' health and development. With such limited public access, fans and critics alike have speculated about whether there might be more behind Beyoncé's choice to keep them shielded from the spotlight. Now, Jason Lee's explosive claims have brought those long-standing rumors to center stage. Lee alleged that he has seen footage that strongly suggests Sir and Rumi may be on the autism spectrum, a revelation that, if true, could radically shift how the public views Beyoncé's intense privacy. His claims have triggered an avalanche of online chatter, with some seeing this as confirmation of what's been suspected for years, while others condemn it as an inappropriate and deeply invasive breach. What makes this even more intense is the implication that Beyoncé's decades-long silence on certain aspects of her personal life may not be rooted in mere celebrity control, but in protecting her children from public scrutiny about serious and deeply personal matters. The speculation has reignited debates about celebrity boundaries, disability stigma, and the ethics of revealing such private information, especially without consent. Beyoncé's fans, known for their fierce loyalty, are split. Some are defending her right to privacy at all costs, while others wonder if more transparency could help normalize neurodiversity among high-profile families. Now, to make things way worse, Lee further alleged that he has actual footage supporting his assertion that Beyoncé's twins, Sir and Rumi, may be on the autism spectrum. But what's making just as many waves as the allegation itself is what he says has happened behind the scenes. According to Lee, Beyoncé's team has been scrambling to do damage control, allegedly even attempting to pay him off in exchange for his silence. If true, that detail alone suggests the situation is far more volatile than the public realizes. Lee, however, says he's refusing to back down. In fact, he claims the attempted silencing has only emboldened him to speak out more forcefully, framing his actions as a stand against powerful forces trying to protect a tightly controlled image. This bold move has reportedly put Beyoncé in a deeply uncomfortable position, one that threatens the carefully constructed wall of privacy she's built around her children for years. But the fallout may not stop with her. Lee also dragged Solange Knowles into the fray, claiming that Beyoncé's sister is having a meltdown over the situation. While Solange has remained publicly silent, the implication is that there's real turmoil behind the scenes as the Knowles-Carter family scrambles to deal with a narrative they didn't author, and one they definitely didn't approve. As with most controversies involving the Carters, the public is deeply divided. Some fans are expressing concern for the well-being of the twins and questioning why the family has remained so secretive. Others are slamming Jason Lee, accusing him of crossing the line by airing what many believe should remain private family matters, especially when it involves two young children. What's undeniable is that this situation has struck a nerve. For a family that thrives on controlled messaging and public mystique, this kind of raw, messy exposure is rare and potentially damaging. Whether Beyoncé addresses the claims or maintains her signature silence, the story has already taken on a life of its own. And if the alleged footage ever surfaces, the consequences could be far-reaching, not just for the Carter family's public image, but for how celebrity privacy and media ethics are discussed moving forward. Adding another layer to this already complicated situation is Beyoncé's own history, specifically her harrowing pregnancy with the twins. She's spoken candidly in the past about the medical complications she faced, including preeclampsia and an emergency C-section. These weren't minor bumps in the road. These were life-threatening conditions that put both her and the babies at serious risk. Some medical experts have weighed in over the years, noting that severe prenatal complications like these can increase the likelihood of developmental challenges later on, including neurodivergence, such as autism. This medical context gives depth to Lee's claims, raising the uncomfortable but valid question: could there be truth to the speculation, even if the delivery of that truth is being handled in the most sensational way possible? So the implications of Jason Lee's claims are undeniably profound and potentially damaging, not just for Beyoncé and Jay-Z, but for the entire Carter family's public image, which has been built over decades on a foundation of control, excellence, and impenetrable privacy. Lee's latest allegation that young Sir Carter may be in a full-time care facility due to developmental challenges has sent shockwaves through the public and media alike. If there's even a kernel of truth to this claim, it shatters the near-mythical image the Carters have projected for years. It calls into question not only how the family manages its private struggles, but also how much of their image has been carefully engineered to maintain an aura of perfection and power. Some critics have gone so far as to label the alleged decision to place Sir in full-time care as a form of abandonment, raising uncomfortable moral and parental questions. So the implications of Jason Lee's claims are undeniably profound and potentially damaging not just for Beyoncé and Jay-Z, but for the entire Carter family's public image, which has been built over decades on a foundation of control, excellence, and impenetrable privacy. Lee's latest allegation that young Sir Carter may be in a full-time care facility due to developmental challenges has sent shockwaves through the public and media alike. If there's even a kernel of truth to this claim, it shatters the near-mythical image the Carters have projected for years. It calls into question not only how the family manages its private struggles, but also how much of their image has been carefully engineered to maintain an aura of perfection and power. Some critics have gone so far as to label the alleged decision to place Sir in full-time care as a form of abandonment, raising uncomfortable moral and parental questions. However, others are pushing back against that narrative, arguing that if such a choice was made, it may have been a deeply personal, painful, and medically necessary one. In families facing complex developmental needs, specialized care can be an act of love and protection, not neglect. Still, the speculation has become a PR nightmare, especially given the Carter family's fierce insistence on controlling their narrative. The suggestion that they've been hiding something so significant and that they've possibly taken aggressive steps to silence those trying to reveal it casts a long shadow over their brand. What's making things even more volatile is Jason Lee's apparent refusal to back down. He continues to hint that he has more receipts, more footage, and more details that could further unravel the Carters' carefully constructed veil of privacy. With tensions between him and the family reportedly escalating behind the scenes, this is shaping up to be more than just a messy tabloid story, it's a standoff. At its core, this saga raises complex questions about celebrity, privacy, parenting, and the cost of public image. Should the Carter family be forced to address such intimate and vulnerable aspects of their lives just because they're famous? Or conversely, has their aggressive effort to protect their brand left them vulnerable to exactly this kind of exposure as the public waits to see what Jason Lee reveals next? If anything, it's clear that this situation isn't going away quietly, and with the family's silence only deepening the mystery, their reputation, their children's privacy, and the integrity of their long-standing media dominance hang in the balance. So what do you think about all this drama, guys? Let me know your opinion in the comments. Till next time, bye.